Moses was leading the Israelites to the promised land. Now, because of their disobedience, the original people who came from Egypt, who fled Egypt, they didn't get to go to the promised land, but their children did. And they were led by Joshua. So Moses has passed away, and Joshua is now leading the people. Now, Joshua has some conquering to do. The promised land is not an empty field where we just get to put our houses up and we're good and this is all clear and good to go. They're going to have to conquer lots of cities and to get on their way to hold the promised land. So first off, we have to go over through the Jordan River. Now, Joshua is being led by God, and he is told to, hey, get 7 priests to walk out the Ark of the Covenant, which is holding the 10 Commandments, and as you walk out, it's going to stop the river. So as they're walking through the Jordan River, on the bottom of it, dry land, the rivers just stop. So it's just building up. So they, again, are walking through the sea, the water. It's, huge miracle. They build a monument there. They put each tribe gets a stone and they build a monument there, and they build a monument where they camp. And this was a huge day for the Israelites. They are getting to the promised land instead of just wandering. God was feeding them manna, feeding them bread from heaven. And after this point, he's like, no more. We're not going to feed you anymore, because now you're in the promised land where you get to reap and have the fruits of the land. So Joshua is approaching Jericho. He sends out some scouts to kind of see what's going on. Now, Jericho is a fortified city, 20-foot thick walls, 25 feet high. The scouts get in and they stay with a prostitute, and the prostitute hides them, and she pretty much saves their lives. And so in return, they say, hey, her name's Rahab, we'll spare you when we conquer the city. Because the city of Jericho has heard of the Israelites and the Israelites' God. They understand that this God is a God that we shouldn't mess with. This is the God who lifted the Red Sea, who just washed away and killed all the Egyptians. They are terrified. So they are locked in to their city. Well, that's not going to stop God. Joshua gets a plan from God how to conquer Jericho. Part 2. God told Joshua how to conquer Jericho. It seems a little bit of a ridiculous plan. But if you know that God's got your back and this is the exact plan from God, there's confidence here. Before they even conquer Jericho, or God told Joshua, Jericho is yours. It's yours. The king is yours. All the warriors there. It's yours. It's already yours. So there's some confidence there. Then God gives Joshua a plan to how to conquer Jericho. They are going to do a lap around Jericho one lap a day for 6 days. 6 days in a row, we're doing a lap. The 7th day, in order to conquer Jericho, you're going to take the ram's horns and you're going to do 7 laps, and you're going to be blowing the horns and shouting. And on that 7th day of doing it, the walls of Jericho crumble and they are able to take the city. The only people that they didn't kill was the prostitute that they met, who gave them refuge when the scouts came. Her whole family was saved, and they took her family out, and she lived. Everything else was burned. They kept some of the precious metals to give as an offering to God, gold, silver, bronze, iron. And Joshua warned them, because this was what God told him, you don't take anything for yourself. Don't try to hide any of their riches of this pagan land. You don't get to keep any of it. We give what is precious to God. Everything else is burned. And this is now, we're starting from scratch here. So they do it, and they are triumphant. And this gives them this great confidence that, like God told them, we're going to be able to do anything anything. We're going to be able to take any city. This city was supposed to never be able to be taken. And we can do it because God is on our side. So they go into the next battle in the next city with that kind of confidence. So this is where they are getting their promised land that was promised to them in the Exodus with Moses. They're now finally entering their promised land. And it's the book of Joshua. Go read it, guys. Nothing's like reading it for yourself. It's full of battles and victories and some drama. All right. Have a good one, guys.